Coloring books. Coloring books is something that I was just sort of on the sidelines for a long time because I wasn't sure exactly whether it was just one of those flash in the pan type of trends or where it was going. But after spending a week at the Book Expo and having a publisher tell me that a large publisher who has a lot of these coloring book titles that they distribute, tell me that coloring books, adult coloring books, have caused there to be an increase in the number of hard copy books that have been sold as a whole in the entire industry by 30% this year so far. And I know last year was something like, it was less than 10%. Now this year it's already at 30%. And that's what made me kind of think, okay.
Obviously, I need to create a tool that will make the process of producing these coloring books easier. And wow, I'm so excited about this one. This tool truly makes the process of creating these coloring books easier from point A all the way to a finished physical coloring book that you can sell on Amazon or another book marketplace. I'm just going to show you real quick how the tool works. You can see here, this is the interface, and you can go ahead and start your project right here. It'll ask you a bunch of questions, just setting up the basics of your book. If you want your book to be single-sided or double-sided, I'm going to choose single-sided, which means that it needs to be a 12-page minimum. The size of your book, you can choose. Do you want your font to be the same font throughout the whole book, or do you want to customize the font for each page? I'm going to mix it up. There are two different styles that the background pattern can print in. Now these aren't the actual patterns itself, this is just the way the pattern looks. So it's either an outline of the pattern or it's a filled in pattern. So I'm going to mix it up and I'll show you what the difference is between the two. The size that you want your patterns to render in, do you want them to be small, medium, large? I'm going to say a mix. Choose a theme that you want your book to be created in. The basic theme is what comes with the software. You have the option to pick up additional themes later on if you choose to. Choose a title for this project. I'm going to say Love is Kind. And we'll go on to the next page here. On the next page, we have where we can lay out the content of our page here, and there's the different fonts. So we can choose if we want the same font throughout the whole book, or if we want to mix it up, we can specify what font we want for each section. So I'm going to start with Love is Patient, Love is Kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. And then if we want to add another page, we can go ahead and add another page here, but I think I'm good right there with the 12 that we have. Then we can go through and we can start previewing our pages here. And then it'll give us a pattern. Now the pattern, this is the filled in pattern that I was showing you before. Or if you want to do a skeleton pattern, you can just choose skeleton pattern here. You have an option to update the text if you want to in this area. And there you go. And then you can go ahead and go through each page. If there's any changes that you want to make, you can go ahead and make it. I had picked random patterns and random fonts, so each one will come up slightly differently. Does not envy. And you can just keep going through all the pages, and then when you're all done, I'll show you once you go through all and kind of tweak all of them the way that you want them to look. I'll go over here to this one. It will take you through a formatting process where you can set up your formatting. And then you will have an option here to put in your legal information, your an introduction or a dedication to the book. Each section here, you can take a look at it again, make a title for it for the table of contents, or decide if you want to delete the page. There's an area here where you can write a conclusion, some last words, like follow you on Twitter or Instagram or whatever social networks that you are involved in, or anything else that you want to leave your readers with. Then when you go ahead and create your files, then it lays everything out. It's going to ask you to customize the table of contents. So you can put in love is kind. This is all for the table of contents. Uh, and then it will then present you with a book that you can take right here. You can see it says, there you go. This is a double-sided book, so each page is going to be set up a little bit. There's going to be a blank page in between each one, and there it is. I just did a few pages on this one to give you a little bit of a idea of how it looks. And there we go. So as you can see, this is a really innovative tool, and I have it at an early bird pricing here because, as with all my tools after the introductory period, the price goes up. So get it now while it's at probably among the lowest price it will ever be at. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a colorful day.